Welcome everybody to another episode of Command Combat Computer Reports. With me today are Troy and Cliff.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Cliff is our resident expert, and Troy is our resident,
I'm your resident cookie expert.
Why are you not wearing pants? How many times have I told you when you come into the booth you're supposed to wear pants?
I am not wearing pants because I was baking.
Oh! Okay, that makes sense. So what do we got here? What sides
By the
of...
way, guys, do you want a cookie?
No, absolutely not. We have the Russians.
I rolled them myself.
What kind of formation have they got here? I'm going to get off of those cookies. Well, this is kind of an interesting one. Look at this. They got the Jaegers on one side and the Musketeers on the other, and they're all set up to march along with a 10-pounder Unicorn. Those are big, powerful guns. I was wondering why they have such a small force, but that must be why. But it is going to be interesting for such a small force. You got the Austrians over here. They have a big, long line of their Hungarian Fusiliers, backed up by Croziers. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Is that heavy? Yeah.
Yes, a heavy cavalry, armored cavalry.
In fact, you can always tell. I always forget to look at this. The way you can tell is when it's a solid horse above it, that's heavy cav. When it's an outline of a horse, it's light cav. And the same thing with the infantry, although with heads instead. Anyway, so they have 6-pounder foot artillery and some general staff. Over here you got the French, and what do they got? Voltigeurs? Is that how you say it?
Voltigeurs.
Voltigeurs. It's the skirmishers with some cavalry on the side. Is that light? Yeah, light.
Yeah.
And then a long line of infantry with some more Voltigeurs on that side.
What was that again, Jeff?
Voltigeurs. Now the British. Oh, they're already in motion. Wow, they're jumping. The Dragoon Guards. Oh, the Dragon Guards. Oh, man.
Dragoon or Dragon?
Actually, Dragoon. I'm just mispronouncing it on purpose at this point. They got some foot infantry behind some rifles. And, oops. Over here. It looks like the Spanish. Yep, you got Spain. Light infantry over there. Oh, there we go. That's what light infantry looks like. That's a little simple for them. A bunch of line infantry there, backed up by their general staff. 9-pounder artillery.
What's this over here?
What do they got in the trees? Oh, provincial militia in the trees. That's interesting. Let's look at what these guys look like. They're in motion. This guy looks like he's trying to sneak. Be very, very quiet. And he's about to ruin it with his trumpeting. Alright, and so then they got those guys in there. Then, Prussia is leading with their general staff, so he's going to lead from the front. How interesting.
And thus the reason why Prussia no longer exists.
They got musketeers with some hussars. Huzzahs? Huzzahs going through them. Yep.
Wait. That's not where the term huzzah came from, is it?
No.
I was wondering that myself, yeah.
It means hunter.
Oh, okay. And then Prussian artillery starting to move up. Oh, horse artillery, which is, of course, what you want to do. So it looks like sort of a standard formation, but they're all in motion.
And what kind of architecture are we looking at with the houses of the battle?
We have a simple barn here.
Is that a thatched roof? Are we looking at?
Yes, it's a
thatched roof there.
Do. I was just gonna do this while you guys are talking, because it sort of sounds like one of those elevator music with the
Now might be a good time to
here's
mention our new
fortified
sponsor.
area here.
Yeah, you could actually go into this one. This is an actual fortified position.
Okay.
And this is on the side with where the Russians are meeting the Prussians. Oh, is that right? Yeah, it's Prussians.
And this review of Architecture of Battle is brought to you by
Architectural Digest.
And Troy's cookies. Rolled personally. If you want one, leave it in the comments. The Russians versus the Prussians. I wonder if any of them will take that position. Oh, it's housed. It's damaged 0%. Controlled by nobody. Until we get to it. Alright, well, shall we get going with this? Actually, first of all, what do you guys think? What do you think the odds are on these sides?
I don't know whose side's on who.
Oh, it's French, Austrians. Is this one? French, Austrians, and Russians versus Prussians, Russians, and British. Oh, it's interesting. British are against the French. The Prussians are against the Russians, and Spanish are against Austria. Well, there's nothing about that. But the other...
Wait, what did you say? What was that? Russians?
Prussians here against Russians. Actually, it's Russians, Austrians, and French.
Oh my.
Versus Prussians, Spanish, and British.
Not so.
No. So your vote would be for the Russians, Austrians, and French?
It's going to be with the French because you got Spanish Spanish soldiers are horrible in this period of time,
Mm.
and the Prussians have the majority of their forces on land. These are like the Spanish militia guys. They're not professional troops, and the British seem to have the most professional troops.
I take umbrage with that. My seventh cousin on my mother's side, twice removed,
Twice
was
removed. Why'd they remove him?
So he's a stranger, you're saying?
well. You're missing the point. Cookie?
I was going to ask for one. Well, you know, what's going to be interesting here in the Russian-Prussian fight to me is that you have, I mean, yes, you have crap troops, but in this particular game, you can, when you have crap troops, you have more numbers of them. So you're going to have a numbers game. And ironically, for once, the Russians don't have the numbers. The Russians have the quality, but the fewer numbers. The Prussians have the numbers, which is the opposite from what it usually was. I think you're right about Spain versus Austria. It doesn't seem like the Spanish have enough extra troops to make up for that difference.
The problem is that the Austrian troops are good troops. They're usually very poorly led.
Yeah.
Well, here is my take.
Uh-huh.
And I know we all save the best for last.
Of course.
Because there are so many different armies on the field, I am going to say it's going to come down to which side handles communications and logistics better.
Oh, yeah. That'll probably... Because here's what I'm going to have my eye on is the British versus the French.
Yeah.
Because that really, you seem to have very even forces over here. So I'd keep my eye over here. It is going to be hard for us to keep track of everything, so we'll be running through it all, but...
Now, the thing I would say, this was in a classic position, could have been like the Battle of Leftram, where the strongest units will, the British and the French, would go in and attack each other. The French should keep their armed units in echelon, where the strongest units are up front and the other units are one step behind each other.
Oh.
And so when the other side tries to reinforce the weaker side, they just move up a little bit and keep them occupied. This is a perfect opportunity to redo that battle, the Battle of Leftram, where the Thebans destroyed Sparta for the first time.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Actually, since this is the one part that it says more interesting, I'm going to confuse everybody by turning the camera around this way, and we'll watch from this direction.
It will be interesting to see if they use that same strategy for sure. And that will give us an indication, probably at the level of the teams playing.
Yeah. Now shut up and give us cookies. Feed us!
Yeah, movement by the British.
Yeah, the move. Okay, looks like they brought out their cavalry, saw what they wanted to see, and are pulling back. The French, why are they moving? Looks like they're just going to move everybody forward.
Moving their line forward. Who are they in the center?
Yeah, the main line. Let's see, Fusiliers in the center, and you got militia on that side. So it seems they're trying to move them all evenly at the same distance.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Even their cavalry isn't moving ahead.
Okay, they're trying to control the center spot where there's right past those yellow buildings. They're trying to control that area. This is a pivotal point for the fight.
Yeah. Well, I was even thinking this hill here because you know if you get up there, you're going to be able to fire down on either side. So that's where I would guess the fight would be taking place.
And I think that is a hill where they're heading.
Oh, were you meaning this hill, or were you meaning a different one?
No, right in front of them.
Oh, like this? Over here? Oh, this sort of ridge type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're trying to get up there.
Although now it looks like the cavalry is moving up. It looks like he saw that hill and decided he wanted it.
Yeah.
And he's going to move.
He's bringing his artillery up. He's going to send in the cavalry to drive off skirmishers.
Yeah. And it looks like, the
British are coming
The British are coming. The British are
rushing
coming.
for that hill.
Yeah, so this is going to be a fight for that hill. Well, just as we're getting to the exciting part of that, let's take a look at everybody else. Well, the Spanish.
We got some live action happening over here.
Yeah, it looks like the Spanish have set up their artillery and are moving.
They're going against the Austrians.
Yeah.
Natural enemies.
Keeping their guys in the trees, and it looks like the Austrians are doing a very slow, cautious advance up to the hill here. And over here with the Russians and Prussians, we had looks like the cavalry have gone up to do something, but have pulled back, and they have their skirmishers in place, and are not. Oh, they're very slowly moving that column that we saw earlier.
They're trying to keep their artillery. These are major artillery bases, so they're going to try to protect them.
Yeah, I'd say they're probably going to play defensive, I guess, and it'll be up to the Prussians to attack. So they're keeping their cavalry to protect the sides. Doesn't look like the Prussians are really moving forward, which will be a mistake, because you do not want to be in an artillery duel with that unicorn. Oh, they're moving them over. Look at that. They're not even going to take on the unicorn. They're instead going to move over here and help the Spanish, it looks like.
Yeah.
As you can see, that's where they would be lined up with the Russians, and the Russians are directed that way. They're moving over there. So
the French have that hill.
Oh yes, let's take a quick look. So this is going to be interesting.
They won the battle for that, or won the race for that hill.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, looks like the
British line is on top of it. They've got it. They've got the hill, and they're getting pounded.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: is I've used to make this mistake of rushing so fast to the hill.
You outstrip your support.
That's exactly right. And I've had this happen to me before, and I think this is happening to the British now. They are just going to go up and get hit piecemeal.
Now the thing with the French that you do is while they're in line, is hit them with their cavalry.
Where's their cavalry?
Yeah, I thought they had. It looked like they had moving the cavalry before.
Oh, do they have them back? Oh, they're using it to protect their artillery. Now, their artillery's not getting set up. They apparently want to preserve their.
They want to get the artillery on the hill.
Oh, on the hill. So they're waiting until that's cleared.
The British looked like they were going to have reinforcements as well.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a mistake. Oh, looks like they're going to put. Oh, they look like they're moving up to the center as well. So looks like the strategy on the British side.
They're all in on the hill.
Yeah, well, actually, they've got, yeah, exactly, you got some there, but then you got some over here. So I think on this side of the British, Spanish, and Prussians, the idea is to hold off the French and the Russians on the flanks and go after that center. So the Austrians are going to be in some trouble. That's going to be interesting, especially since the Austrians chose a defense rather than an offense. But it might have been a mistake on the British side here, because look at this. I think they're going to get taken out before they
This line is extremely weak. That line is moving off the hill.
Yeah.
And the French will take over.
Yep.
They're going to push them off to here.
Skirmishers are going to be gone, yeah.
He said if the French get artillery on that hill, it's going to be bad news for them.
Right. That's exactly right, except for the French. Because, yeah, you can start to see the Spanish have now started to move up at those Austrians. The Austrians have actually pushed out their cavalry. They're not using it for defense. They're going to come out and take out that Spanish artillery.
Yep.
Good move.
Yeah, good move on the part of the Austrians there.
This is why the Spanish always lost.
Yeah, you can see they're moving up that hill, but they just now they lost. Yeah, oh, Fusiliers. Provincial, there's the militia right here. Yeah. Going up the line. You know what they should have done? Because they're getting apparently support from Prussians and British. They should have waited for those reinforcements and then pushed forward all together. But now you can see they've up against these Austrians. Yeah.
This is the bad several different sets of orders and styles of fighting. Whoever's in command looks like the French are better at
Yeah, I would agree. I would completely agree. So a quick look over here. I don't think that much happened with, because yeah, the Russian front was basically emptied because the Prussians didn't even bother to take them on. They went off to the center. So the Russians, realizing this, are moving their guys over to the center to help with that fight. And it looks like they're going to just envelop the Spanish there. You can see they're coming around the sides. And the British are obviously trying to come up and help as quickly as they can, but I think the battle's going to be over by the time they get there.
Yeah.
And they're running. They're going to be exhausted by the time they get up that hill. Yeah, I would say, I think, Troy, you had it exactly. Oh, here we go. Here. Now the Prussians coming up. Now this is interesting. It's just going to be a one-at-a-time thing.
This is a
Well, I like idea here of what the opportunity held for force concentration.
Yeah. They just did it poorly. Now the Austrians are hitting the flank. Yeah, and that's going to, at the very least, that's going to stop the impetus of their attack. Yeah. And my feeling, what's so smart about that is even if they didn't break, that stops them. Oh, and now cannons are coming out. The Austrians just realized, you know, we're the defensive line. Let's just set up and just hit them as they come up this hill. And yeah, now they're moving up. I don't even know what happened to the British. There was some British over here. There they are. They're in the trees. Yeah, find a bunch of bodies. There we go. Yeah, moving up through those trees. Now the British are kind of doing the smartest here, because like. And you can see that red bar up there means their morale is low. They know their buddies have all got killed. Oh, they're finally moving with the Prussians. So I'm kind of curious. I'm sort of following these. I'm curious. This is musketeers.
Forget the enemy. Be afraid of
Invincibles. Oh, I thought it was like that treat, you know, that you buy, the Lunchables.
No.
Well, I think they're going to be Lunchables here in a second.
But they are coming up behind.
Oh, actually, they're in front. It's just they're on sort of the side of them. So this is probably the best. Oh,
they broke.
British broke. Just one shot, and there go the Prussians.
But they were already weakened.
Yeah, and there goes.
I'm not sure this could have gone any worse.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
If you're the British or Russians.
Yeah, the Austrians are still having a strong line. They hardly took any damage. The Russians have just come around and enveloped from their side. I don't know if they took any losses.
Is there anything left of this?
our general is under attack.
Yeah, there we go. Here's some guys
They're
here.
about to break.
Yeah, they're in bad shape. Yep, there they go. They break. They saw their buddies running, and the Russians behind them. They saw the Russians were coming. The Russians are coming. Oh, you know, I never got to see what this unicorn does. Come on, guys, fire.
Well, we didn't have to do anything.
They probably didn't. You know, you're right. They probably don't even have target. That's probably why they're not firing.
You know it's going well when you don't even have to use your artillery.
Yeah, especially your big. You know, it's like we bought this thing with all this huge price. And here come the Prussians. You know, now it's like all that's left. It's like, okay, the Prussians are gonna just for the heck of it march over here. And you got one.
There's a British unit coming up.
Yeah, one of every group represented. I guess I should just pull back here. That way we can see.
They're trying to look like it. Russians look like they're trying to get a toe around to the flank like that line.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the line is extended so far.
Yeah. Oh, there go. Okay, they're gonna try to bring up another group here and try and march it. But these guys should be stopping, letting their buddies come up.
They stopped.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I meant they should have done it before they were in.
Yeah, they should have coordinated their attack before they made it.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that the land is so good.
That is true. This is a hard one on the attack. I mean, they chose to attack. They just didn't, didn't coordinate. And it all comes down to exactly what Troy said. It's the coordination. But if you would please put on your pants, Jesus, Troy.
You know, you have your way of calling these things. I have mine.
Boy,
This is also whoever got the highest and best plan before everybody else did.
Yeah.
And the French, even though they didn't get the power at first, they were able to drive the British off and take over.
Well, the story to me, the story of the British in this scenario has been over-eagerness.
yeah, in general, in every front.
Now, my question to you all as we watch this man.
Oh, the French artillery is hitting themselves. Sorry. Oh, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. You're shooting me from behind. So
in that opening situation where you saw the French clearly being the first off the gun, so to speak, rushing for that prominent hill, and the British then having their guys sprint to beat it there. If you were the British and you had looked at it, could you have allowed yourself to admit that I'm not going to get the hill first?
Yeah.
And in accepting that, what would you have done, Cliff?
Well, the thing they would have done is, again, since the French didn't have artillery, they should have tried to get to their front, turn it, come at them from the oblique angle, and tend to push them off the side and not try to come at them and come at them. That was a mistake.
So they should have conceded and just said, okay, we'll let them get there, but in the meantime, we're going to maneuver around
and put enough of there and get on.
Our men are
all
running,
of their
sir.
forces into an area so they can hit them from the oblique angle, and have their allies, the Prussians especially, move at another angle, at the opposite angle.
I'd just like to point out the Spanish actually got behind the unicorn here and didn't even realize it. That's
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Russians apparently don't even realize it. They're just kind of going about their business while
Oh,
the
no.
Spanish are just firing at them, picking them off.
Oh,
Well, they're not doing any damage. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because these are militia. These are Spanish militia. Notorious for not being very good.
This really shows how bad they are.
And so here's the thing. They're standing in a line firing at artillery where they should have rushed up and grabbed it.
Yeah. Well, especially that you got there's like big horses right in front of them they can't even hit.
And they can't hit the horse.
Oh, here we go. Damn you!
Their mistake. They stood there,
Yep.
hiding behind thick bushes.
okay, why in the world would they not have run up? Is there any logical reason not to just go grab them?
Because they're not professional soldiers. They're just civilians in uniform. They don't know that they should have gone up.
That's the real life reasoning.
Yeah.
The computer.
They have no idea what they're doing. They think that they're hiding behind them, using their muskets will give them more protection than going up and grabbing those guns. They stood there thinking that they were now the Russians are firing their big guns.
And I was sort of just doing this just to see how far they can go. There must be one piece of artillery back there. I like watching the cannonballs fly out of these things. Oh, one single guy sitting there around. Yeah, I was gonna say the computer game reason probably why they didn't hit the charge was because the player was off looking somewhere else and didn't see that they were there.
These guys are trying to get out of the way. These are landers.
Oh, okay. Get the heck out of here, Bobby. Oh, here we go. Here's the artillery piece. What kind is it? 6-pounder horse artillery. Oh, another one of those where it's just one of them sitting there.
And here comes the Austrians.
Yep.
The Russians taking their artillery.
General staff. They're like,
General staff is going in and taking the
He's like, no one else is gonna do it. Oh, I like the one guy who's chasing everybody off. He's like, no, like, yeah. I'm leaving with you guys.
They're gonna write a song about them.
Yes, exactly. It's like I won this battle. Da, 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 da. Me
They'll
and
probably-
Buttercup.
Probably as a reward, get one of those artillery places put out this spring.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Buttercup. Well, okay, that'll about do it. I think the battle's about over.
It's been over for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Once the British line was broke, it was done.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and happy gaming, everybody. Put on your club pants!